I look so tired. One of these days I'm gonna care enough to put on makeup for these videos, but I'm pretty much bumming it. I mean, I'm still pretty, don't get it twisted, but you know, I would like to see myself put more effort into this thing for the camera. But anyway, just a quick update. I am taking action in creating these ads for Spotify, even though they're going up on YouTube, because at the moment I do not have the budget to advertise on Spotify at $50 per 3 days. That's just not in my budget right now. So I came up with the idea to put it on YouTube. So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating the audio for it, for the background of the video that I'm going to create, and I'm going to post those little 30-second videos onto YouTube and then promote through YouTube advertising. And yeah, so I just wanted to show really quickly what my script is looking like. So I'm on show.co. This is the resource I was talking about that is giving me pointers on how to create a Spotify ad, and you know, how to record it, the specifications and the format that it should have, sample scripts for a Spotify audio ad, and it's just really dope. So I went ahead and wrote out my own little script, and yeah. So I'm putting in the work. Wow, it looks so red. I'm putting in the work right now and getting those things recorded. I'm gonna probably make the videos the next day, tomorrow. So yeah, that's where I am right now. Stay tuned. Every time I get on here, I feel like I'm always talking about how rough I look. I'm just gonna claim how pretty I am. But I wanted to document this moment because I just had kind of a mind-altering realization, I guess, or life-altering. I don't know how to explain it. I was listening to a podcast called Righteous and Ratchet with Kev on Stage and Doughboy, and Kev was talking about how, you know, he and his son were going through therapy, and his son was telling him how he just wants his dad there. It's cool to have mom there, but he wants his time with his dad as well. And Kev started going into like how he was an army brat and how nobody was really there, like no one ever came to his games, and so he just thought, you know, his son would be okay because he went through it and he, I guess, dealt with it, for lack of a better summary of what the show is about. The episode is called Kev Feels His Feelings. It's a really good episode. So if you're ever on YouTube or you have Patreon or Apple Podcasts or something like that, check out Righteous and Ratchet by Kev on Stage and Doughboy. But him talking about that kind of gave me a realization, because I grew up an army brat as well, and I just thought back to how I played sports in school just like most kids do, but I never had any family come to my games ever. Or when I did volleyball, I did basketball, I did track. With the exception of track, my family did come out to a few meets, but for the most part, for most of my school career, my family did not come to any games. When I was in college and I was on the dance team, nobody came to any of those shows or any of those games to see me dance. And even just thinking about like how serious I felt I was about music in middle school, nobody showed up for me in that way by taking me to the studio after recognizing, hey, she just recorded 2 albums in the garage. Like, nobody ever showed up for me in that way. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because lately I've really been wondering, like, why is it that I have such a hard time telling people about my shows when I'm performing somewhere? Or why is it that I have such a hard time telling people, like, hey, can y'all come support me in doing this? And I had that realization by listening to that podcast, like, damn, maybe I don't expect people to show up for me. Maybe I don't expect people to support me because I did not feel that I had that support growing up. Now, granted, I don't fault my parents at all. It's just one of those things. It's like, like, damn, I wish people would have showed up for me. But at the same token, I'll say that I did tell them at one point, like, I don't want y'all to come to my games. And that was really just me talking from a place of fear. Like, what if we lose and then my family sees me lose? Or maybe I didn't feel like I was the best player on the team. I felt like I wasn't that good. I didn't want my family to see how bad I was. But even me saying that I don't want y'all to come to my games, thinking back, it's like, why didn't anybody say, oh, whatever, we're still gonna come support anyway? Or why didn't anybody ever sneak to the games? You know what I mean? It's kind of just like everyone accepted, like, all right, she doesn't want us at the games, we won't come to the games. And a part of that is beautiful, but at the same time, it's like, when was middle school? Like 11, 12 years old, and I'm 25 years old, and I'm just now realizing this. It has manifested in a way that, wow, I feel like nobody supports me. I feel like nobody shows up for me. This is why I have such a hard time asking people to come out to my shows. And my mind always reverts to, and why bother telling anybody what you're doing? Why bother telling anybody that you're going to perform here or that you're doing this amazing thing, something that I feel is amazing? Because why should they care? No one's going to show up anyway, so why bother telling anybody? This is the psychology of my mind that I've been going through. And lately, I've been really wondering, like, why was that? And I've been working hard to figure out, or I just figured it out today, but I've been working really hard to kind of break that within myself, because I realize as an artist, I can't be afraid of people saying, no, I cannot come see you. No, I can't support you. Or I can't be afraid of that rejection. You know what I mean? I can't expect people to show up. There is a lot of rejection in show business, in the music industry. But at the same time, I'm probably lessening my chances of somebody seeing me be great and showing how amazing I am to friends and family. And I'm lessening my chances of success because I'm afraid that people won't show up for me. So I've been really working the past few months to say, all right, I feel this way, but I'm going to ask people in spite of me thinking that nobody cares. In spite of me thinking that nobody's going to show up, I need to break whatever this mental block is and force myself to do it anyway. Same thing with like text messages. I was freaking out a little bit because I don't typically do that. It's the same mentality. Like, dang, I just dropped this album. Who really cares? Everybody's in their own little world. Why is anybody going to stop and pay attention to what LexC did? Why is anybody going to stop to see what Little Sis did? Why is anybody going to stop to see what daughter did, what auntie did? You know what I mean? It's just like me trying to break that psychology of thinking that nobody cares. People do care what I'm up to. It's just I'm finally figuring out that maybe I was subconsciously conditioned to think that people don't care, to think that people don't support me, because as a kid, family did not show up to those events in my life. And so that's a huge realization for me. That's a huge breakthrough for me. And I'm extremely happy that I had that realization. And I'm grateful for having watched and listened to that podcast of Righteous and Ratchet, because it helped open up that sector in my mind and help me learn a little bit more about myself. So I'm going to continue to do the work of pushing past that fear, and I'm going to continue to do the work of asking people if they'll come to my shows, asking people, hey, I just released this song, can you please listen to it and let me know what you think? Inevitably, there's going to be some rejection. I have no problem understanding that people are going to reject it. My thing is, I have difficulty seeing what if someone does follow through with listening? What if someone does follow through with coming to see my show and they think I'm amazing? I struggle with that part. And if I'm going to be the superstar that I envision myself to be, I can't have that mentality. Or even if I did think it subconsciously, I need to make sure that I don't let it get in the way. I don't let it stop me, or I don't let it make me think that I'm less than. Because rejection is inevitable, but I need to have that confidence in myself to still put on a great show and to not put that negative energy on myself, thinking that people don't want to show up and support me. So that's just a little realization that I have for myself. I see that my session just got here, so I'm going to wrap this up and I'll be back at you with another LexCheck soon. So until next time, peace.